Joining us now is travel industry expert and former flight attendant Bobby Laurie. Bobby, great to see you today. Hey there.
Good to see you as well.
So I flew in from Charlotte, North Carolina to Chicago last night. I dealt with this. We had an ATC delay of about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so. And then once we came into O'Hare, we had to end up circling the airport. And the pilot got on the loudspeaker and said, hey, listen, this is because they're having to sequence flights properly because of staffing shortages. So this is very real for so many people. And I felt like I was pretty lucky in all of this. So what do passengers need to know about their rights right now?
You know, that's a really interesting question because, when you suffer a delay or a cancellation due to something within the airline's control, that's when you usually get a hotel voucher or a meal voucher if you're delayed or stuck at the airport. But right now, because these cancellations and delays are outside of the airline's control, unfortunately, the airline doesn't have to compensate you in any way for that delay or cancellation because they didn't have a say in having to cancel these flights or delayed. It's all because of the air traffic controller staffing shortage and the long delays at the airport. So right now, the only real right you have is if your flight does get canceled, you do have the right to get a full refund and then take your money to another airline that is still operating a flight to your destination, or to book a rental car or maybe a train.
Okay, yep, I gotcha. And I'm thinking about people who just absolutely have to get there. Last night I was going, what am I going to do? And I thought about even booking a second ticket or something as a backup and then just canceling before, if I booked a refundable ticket that was, or excuse me, a non-refundable ticket, but it was at least changeable or something. Do you have some tips and tricks for people who absolutely have to get there if they've got a wedding or a baby shower, they got to get to work?
Yeah, absolutely. That idea that you have is a really good one, actually, because most flights, if you book it, you can cancel it within 24 hours, book a fully refundable, you'll get your money back. But one thing you can also try to do is book yourself on the first flight of the day out of the airport that you're departing from. That's called an originator. And the airlines are really strict about trying to get those originators away from the gate on time, because if they go late, it causes a domino effect for that airplane for the rest of the day. So generally speaking, that first flight of the day does not get canceled, and it does push away from the gate on time. I would also say have a backup airline. If you're not going to book another ticket like you were contemplating, have another flight in mind so that this way, if yours does cancel, you know exactly who to contact or where to look to go buy that ticket to get you to your destination.
Because time is of the essence, because everybody else on that flight's going to be trying to do the exact same thing that day. And if you are traveling, please, give a sweet smile or something to the TSA agents as well as you're going through, because they've been through a lot. In fact, Nick Daniels, who's president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, is showing his frustration for all employees there at the airports, probably on behalf of everybody who is actually showing up to work. Take a listen to what he had to say.
This is the erosion of the safety margin the flying public never sees, but America relies on every single day. The added stress leads to fatigue. The fatigue has led to the erosion of safety and the increased risk every day that this shutdown drags on.
Yeah, so anybody who's a nervous Nelly when they travel anyway, hearing that is going, oh, I don't think so. I don't think I want to go right now. But do you think it's still safe to fly right now?
Absolutely, it's still safe to fly. And it's safe to fly because we are looking at these capacity reductions. These reductions are in place to make sure that there's enough air traffic controllers at work to make sure that your flight gets from point A to point B without a problem.
Good deal. Great to see you today. Thanks for waking up early with us. Bobby Laurie with some awesome travel tips. Thanks.